York City. You are now rapping with 50 Cent. You gotta love it. I just wanna chill and twist the lie. Catch stunts in my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you and feel you next to me.
Hello, everybody. I am Max Cohen, and this is my new podcast that I'm starting here at the University of Michigan. It doesn't have a name yet, but I think I'm going to go with the co-show to start with before I find a steady co-host that I can do it with. So to start, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself and why I'm doing this. So I've grown up a big sports fan, and it hasn't really been one particular sport, but throughout high school I started gravitating towards basketball and football a lot more than hockey and baseball, which most people do. But so I wanted to start a podcast because in high school I began to listen to a lot of podcasts, and it was mostly Barstool ones, which I will take a lot of their references and jokes from because I really enjoy their podcasts and they're funny and smart people. But I've also listened to other ones like some NPRs and Bill Simmons' podcast and those types of more professional ones. So I kind of just wanted to start a podcast that I could mostly talk about basketball, but it's kind of going to be all over the place. It can be music, pop culture, other sports. It doesn't really matter. The other co-host, I guess that would depend on what we would talk about more. But to begin with, I just wanted to bring on friends and people that I enjoy talking with, and it was easy to talk with. So this first episode is going to start with one of my really good friends who lives from where I grew up, Bloomfield, Michigan, West Bloomfield, Andrew Serlin. Do you want to say what up?
What's up? Very, very happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I'm excited that he's going to be my first guest. We've had many conversations in the past.
That was an obvious choice, really.
Yeah, you were. It was a pretty easy choice to bring Andrew on. He's currently not at Michigan, but he's going to be here next year, so maybe we can get a more professional sound next year.
Yeah, I'm calling in from West Bloomfield now. It's fine. We don't have water.
Yeah, I do want to talk about this. So like what happened? I saw some schools closed. What happened there?
So a water main pipe broke down by 14 Mile Road, and it broke Monday night, I believe, and they can't fix it till today, and then they have to run 2 water tests. So every school's out till pretty much Friday.
Wow. Okay. So there's just no backup water. I feel like that's pretty poor planning on Bloomfield's.
It was
part.
Apparently like a 48-inch diameter pipe, so it seems like it's pretty big.
Okay. Yeah.
It seems like it'd be a major water supplying thing, but I'm not an expert, so I don't want to
All right. Yeah.
speak on it.
But yeah, so we spent a lot of time together. We've had a lot of conversations, and I remember last year we were at one of our friends' houses just hanging out, and I told Andrew, I was like, we could totally start a podcast. Like, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, and we would be good at it. I think we'd be funny. We would just record our conversations, and at the time,
I vehemently disagree.
You were so against it. You didn't want to do it, and now since I have access to this great studio from WCBN, I can use it and at my discretion, and Andrew can also be here. He took time out of his day to call in, so thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, my very busy schedule.
Yeah, at home. All right.
I had all of 1 classes today.
So I told you I wanted to talk a little basketball, and I had one hypothetical that is on my phone, which you are talking on, so I don't really have it in front of me. But I remember the question I had and a few ideas of the answers. So I was just in bed the other night, and I was thinking, like, what I wanted to do. I had the Prod A booked for Wednesday, but I didn't really know what I was going to talk about yet. So I was like, what are some cool things to talk about? And then this hypothetical jumped in my mind. And I maybe other places have done it, but I thought it was interesting. So it was.
But we haven't heard them, so we're original.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So It was if you were stuck in the jungle with one NBA player, who would you want it to
Ooh.
be? So I put down some names and I was thinking entertainment purposes and then survival purposes, and then like I have an answer for entertainment and survival. But some names I put down just to get it started.
Wait, before we get started, what continent is this jungle on?
Okay, I was gonna go South America.
So like we're stuck in the Amazon.
It's the Amazon and stuff, because I didn't want to go Africa or something, because there's NBA players from there and they kind of have home field advantage.
I was gonna say if we're like on the Sahara and the Serengeti, I'm taking Joel Embiid.
Well, no, see, so Cheikh Diallo was one of the people on my list. He's from Mali, and I was thinking,
that's a good one.
I know, so he's one of the more survival ones. But so there was a few that I was thinking of. And it started off with Marcus Smart is one of them.
I like it.
He's a dog.
Tough guy.
And then
I think there's an obvious answer here.
Okay, you think there's an obvious answer. I'll just tell you some of mine that I wrote down. So I wrote down Marcus Smart, Cheikh Diallo, I know that. I put Damian Lillard.
I like that a lot.
You like? Okay, yes. I thought you would like this because he's one of those people that mixes it up on Twitter and is always calling people out, and I'm just like, I want that tenacity in the jungle with me. Like he would want to get out and really like push to get out, and I think he's a funny guy. He raps and stuff. I know you don't really like his raps. I don't think
he's a good rapper. But he does rap.
I mean, I think he would just be an entertaining person to really be around.
Can I swear here?
There's a podcast. We can talk about whatever.
So he really has that fuck you attitude, which I think would really help, like in surviving the jungle. Like he would really want to stick it to the jungle at every opportunity. I feel like. Yeah,
I totally get that. That makes sense.
However, so my obvious choice that I thought of immediately was Manu.
Oh, that didn't even occur to me to pick Manu.
So I mean, immediately what came to mind was a video of him smacking the bat out of the air.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, like, I mean, he's got great reflexes, first of all, as evidenced by that video. He grew up in Argentina, so he knows the language.
I forgot about that.
There. Knows Spanish. But more importantly, he's been able to survive in the NBA. Like, despite being, like, not that athletic for, like, 10, 15 years. So.
That's true. That's a good point. Another person I had down, which I know you'll like, is John Wall.
Obvious, yeah.
I mean, he's an obvious choice.
Can't go wrong with the game.
Literally any hypothetical you can put. I think you can put John Wall in, and he'd be a good answer. A bad answer that I think a lot of people would say is Draymond. I don't think he would be fun.
I would not want to spend an extended period of time with Draymond.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely, being on a team with him, it would be fine, but
that's fine. If I needed someone in a foxhole with me, Draymond would be a good choice, I think. But like, we would agitate each other, you know? He just seems like he would get restless.
Yeah, and I think also he would just kind of be chill with being stuck in the jungle. He would just be like, let's make the best of it. Not really get out of here. And I mean, there's a point where I would chill in the jungle, but then there's a point where I gotta get out. So.
There's a book I read where these skateboarders get stuck in the jungle. Their plane crashes, and eventually they end up building a half pipe out of the plane. And I think that's something that I'd like want to aspire to, like building like a half pipe just in the middle of the jungle. I don't think Draymond would be able to help me with that.
Yeah, I don't think Draymond's the brightest mind in the jungle.
Right.
Another I think obvious choice.
He's probably good at carpentry. I don't know why I think that. I just do.
Another I think obvious choice that would come to people's minds, Patrick Beverley, and I don't think that's a bad answer either.
Not a bad answer.
Totally not a bad answer. One that was I found a little off the board, which I think he'd be pretty good. Quincy Acey. I just like his beard. Big beard guy.
He's pretty thick. He could definitely fight off like a wild jaguar or something like that if it happened upon you.
Yeah, and then I was kind of just like going through the rosters looking at this, and the Pacers roster, I wouldn't mind like having a few people. Like, I'm fine with Corey Joseph going into the jungle with me. Oladipo for sure. Lance, obviously.
Lance is a spectacular decision. Lance
with
if we're talking taking a whole roster with us though. I would take Golden State.
No, I don't. Kevin Durant is a baby back bitch.
Right,
Everybody knows that.
Let's not slander Kevin Durant.
No, I will slander Kevin Durant all I want to. I hate Kevin Durant. I don't think
a hasty decision by you.
I don't want Steph. Clay's fine. We already talked about.
Why don't you want Steph?
I don't want Steph in the jungle with me. I would not want that.
Guy. He's so nice.
Iggy and JaVale would be awesome, and Nick Young, obviously. Just give me JaVale and Nick Young, you know?
Sean Livingston, I guarantee you he knows how to start a fire with just like 2 rocks and a stick, okay?
That may be true.
You give me Zaza. Zaza's from Georgia, okay? That guy's not messing around. Not the state, the country.
I know.
David West is an old man at this point in his life.
Yeah.
So that'd be great. Just have a dad around. I could definitely hang out with this roster in the jungle.
I don't know. I like the. You know what? I was also gonna tell you this before, like just anytime we were hanging out, and I didn't have the balls to really say this anywhere. But well, no. I think I did say it, but I do like the Pacers roster. Their coach is just terrible and won't help them in any way.
Coach?
Nate McMillan.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. So I just they beat the Timberwolves last night by 23 points, and I mean the Timberwolves have had a weird start to the season, I think, but it's just like it's adjustments and everything. But like I like the Pacers roster.
I don't like this roster.
You don't like okay, Darren Collison obviously is a below average, okay, they're not competing. So let's just say of an average.
Well, then what do we like this roster for? Just being a team to watch?
No, they're just I think they're like a very mediocre, kind of fun team. You got Collison, Oladipo, Lance, Glenn Robinson, who's very athletic, but he's out for what, 2 months, or is it a lot longer?
I'm not sure. I just want to point out, on Basketball Reference, his number is listed as 40-40.
Glenn Robinson?
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah, that is interesting.
No, this roster is not good, Max.
I'm a big Thaddeus Young guy. Big Thaddeus Young guy. I've always liked him. And
I mean, he's probably their second best player, so.
You can't dislike Miles Turner.
Miles Turner is probably a top 10 young big in the league, but outside of him, Corey Joseph's a backup point guard. Glenn Robinson III should not be starting in the NBA.
He's not. Bojan is.
Who is?
Bojan Bogdanović.
Oh, come on, Max.
All right, sorry, but that also brought me the guy for the Kings, Bogdanović. He has 2. His name is Bogdan.
Yeah, I watched him in the Olympics. He was pretty good.
For some reason, I like the Sacramento Kings page on Facebook because I did that 6th, 7th grade, just rampage of liking everything that came across my timeline, my Facebook feed. And so they had
updates about Adrian Peterson on Facebook.
They had, I love when you like the old athletes or like singers, and now they're Jesse McCartney, and now he's nothing.
My Usher updates are still popping up.
Oh yeah, so. I feel that. I liked Usher too, but so this Kings video came across, and it was behind Bogdan's first game. I was watching. I was like, oh, I kind of like this guy. I can get behind this guy, and then I just noticed his name is Bogdan Novich, or Alvich.
I've been hip to Bogdanović.
I mean, that's just his nickname has to be Bogdan.
Yeah, Ovich.
Another player that was with the Kings, going back to the jungle thing, obviously De'Aaron Fox. Obviously.
Yeah, he's very skinny though.
But he's awesome.
Frail. He looks frail. I don't know.
I guess so. Zach Randolph, for obvious reasons, you'd be chilling with him.
I mean, there are some illegal reasons to bring Zach Randolph with you.
And he seems like a chill guy. Speaking of Zach Randolph, headline on ESPN, David Stern thinks medical marijuana shouldn't be on banned list. And Stern sat down for an interview with former NBA player Al Harrington, who has become a medical marijuana entrepreneur and advocate. And then
Wait, back up. David Stern, former NBA commissioner.
David Stern, former NBA commissioner.
sat down for an interview with.
No, he went on the podcast. He went on his
Harrington.
podcast. David Stern, a Columbia man, by the way. No, a Rutgers grad, too.
Really?
Really? It says Rutgers University, Columbia Law School. That is interesting.
Man. All right, so I'm looking at this article right now.
Yeah.
How does one become an NBA player turned cannabis? How is cannabis entrepreneur a legitimate title?
Because because everyone's pushing for legalization, so they're trying to get these like companies these people to invest in companies, and they're trying to get the stocks going up and whatever. And once it becomes legal, these companies can make a lot of money. But he said Harrington told Stern that he used CBD, which Vernon used in Ballers, and
of course.
and
5'10" defensive lineman Vernon Littlefield.
Yeah, the worst actor on this planet. But he said he thinks there's universal agreement that marijuana for medical purposes should be completely legal. He said he watched a documentary that changed his mind, and going on Al Harrington's podcast also changed his mind. So I just think it's weird because now he's speaking out about it.
I know what changed his mind.
Smoking
weed.
Oh, okay. And also, I'm on his Wikipedia page. He's gonna be so I this is never mind. But he's gonna be so very overshadowed, preceded by Larry O'Brien, succeeded by Adam Silver. When you're sandwiched between those two, your legacy's going away in 2 years.
No, that's false. He fixed the lottery for the Knicks. He fixed the 2001 finals. He made
But
Jordan
Adam Silver
retire.
is a genius
David
that just
Stern's
keeps
legacy
making
is
moves. Adam Silver is a genius.
I mean, he went to 9 colleges, so what do you expect?
Yeah. Shout out to our favorite podcast, Mixtape.
Mixtape, yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that he's just strolling on Al Harrington's podcast post being commissioner.
I think the more interesting part of this is Al Harrington's sudden turn into marijuana entrepreneurship.
That really surprises you that he's now a huge marijuana advocate? I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of the NBA.
It's not surprising that he got into marijuana. It's surprising that it's in a legitimate fashion. Let me put it that way.
That's true. I guess so. I feel that.
I would expect something more along the Zach Randolph lines of just having 5,000 pounds of weed or whatever he had on.
All right, so another thing I wanted to get into is I know you haven't been watching a ton of the NBA, at least as not much as me, just because I don't
read the stats the next morning.
All right, yeah.
Nor do I have League Pass, so.
I just do homework and go on NBA Reddit stream and just stream a lot of the games. But so
Max, that is a crime.
Maybe I'll take that part out, but
we'll cut that.
Yeah, I'll producer Max will cut that. But I from your reading the box scores, and then we'll take my watching of the games. What do you think to start the season? What is your biggest? I don't want to say takeaway, just thoughts. Just 5 games into the season?
I've been reading the box scores, obviously. Some things that I've been noticing.
Yes.
Justin Holiday for the Bulls has been sensational. He's averaging 18 points a game, which is a ton for his career. And he's shooting very high percentages. What is wrong with the Bulls?
What do you mean?
Why is this happening?
What do you mean?
He's not there's nobody on their roster that this man is supposed to be taking 17 shots a game.
No, dude, they have nobody else he's the person that would take the shots. I don't think Justin Holiday is I never thought he was a terrible player, but who else is going to take the shots? I mean, with Mirotic and Portis out.
Because there is a person whose my opinion has shifted wildly on throughout the past 2 years, I would say. Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
I was as in on him as anyone could be, and then I was as out as anyone on him could be after watching him play in college.
Okay.
He's been really good. He's shooting 45% from 3 on 7 attempts a game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's averaging 16 points. I mean, that's pretty good for a big, white, tall guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah. it's so stupid. They should have just drafted De'Aaron probably, honestly. But I mean, I guess they traded or no. They
Malik Monk.
Yeah, I mean they screwed up. But I guess that's what the Bulls are going to do.
He hasn't been that bad. That's all I wanted to say.
So, one thing that I have seen is Nets, fun to watch. I bet on
100%,
them.
100%, strong agree.
Bet on them last night. They lost, but
That's unfortunate.
It was super fun to watch D'Angelo play. It was great. It was it was fun to watch him play the Magic. They're both not great teams, but D'Angelo started off by hitting like 3 of his first 4 threes. Ended up with 29 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. But the Nets have been fun to watch. The Warriors have been really weird. I don't know why they're doing bad. Really.
Ooh, just to go back to the Nets real quick.
Okay.
Aaron Gordon had 41 points against them and hit 5 threes, which is crazy.
Yeah, he started the game like 5 for 5 or something like that.
That's wild. And then LeVert, former Michigan player, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Not bad. Led the team in boards and assists.
It's a solid game. That's a solid game.
I'm always happy to see Karras doing well.
Also, the Pelicans, I think this is just what everyone thought. Like, big men were going to be dominant. Everybody else fucking sucks. So
it's tough when you have no wing depth.
Yeah, I mean, they're throwing Solomon Hill out, right? And Etuan Moore and everybody.
Dante Cunningham is actually starting for them, I believe.
That's rough. That's a rough look.
He had 0 points.
Ooh.
In 27 minutes of playing time.
Damn.
His only stats were 5 rebounds and 1 steal.
Okay. Okay.
It's real tough. Anthony Davis played for 5 minutes and scored 2 more points than him.
Nice. That's great. That's good to hear.
That's not what you want out of your starting 3.
My Bucks are doing great.
Giannis is looking like a man.
Giannis, oh my God, I could talk all day about Giannis. Giannis is the fucking dude. This guy, he's so good. He's so damn good. Has he been taking threes? I haven't even looked.
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure I saw a stat a couple games ago that 104 out of his 116 points had come from in the paint.
Yeah, that's true. He's currently shooting 16.7% from 3.
That's, I would say, not great, but it doesn't really matter. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna look up his stats right now. He is all right. So when I go on ESPN, open the Bucks page and go to stats, I see Giannis's face 4 times, and he is leading the team in points at 36.8. Rebounds at 10.8, assists at 5.3, steals at 2.3, and is only not leading in blocks, which John Henson has 1.8, and Giannis is not far behind with 1.25.
It's tough to outblock John Henson.
Yeah. Do you want to guess Giannis's PER right now, or no?
What 15 is league average, right?
15 is league average. Anything above like 30 for a season. Obviously, we're 4 games in, but that's like anything above 30 for a season is nuts. I think Steph had it 2016.
I have a guess. I'll go with 47.3.
40.3.
Oh man.
40.3.
I'm busted.
But yeah, I mean, I love Giannis. He was my MVP pick to start the season, and
He's looking pretty good right now.
4 games in, he's my MVP 4 games in. So, and I think he is everybody else's. And I think the Bucks are gonna trade for Bledsoe.
Yeah, I could see that. It could be a good pick for them.
They can't give up Thon, obviously. I think people were saying like John Henson and something else. I think you throw them Monroe and Delhi. And like a first round pick. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess so. So Sarver, the Suns owner, is saying like we're not we're not we need to get really, really, really good players or picks or something back. And I mean, every single day, Bledsoe's trade value goes down, down, down. So
I mean, the team has no leverage when he's tweeting like, "I don't want to be here."
yeah, so
it's just bad.
I think he's not. So this was brought up in one of my group chats earlier. They go, "What if Sarver and the GM or whatever they sit Bledsoe for the next 2 years, which is his contract, and then his contract is up, and then what does he get? His next contract." If he doesn't, he's not playing for 2 years, but like he's still on the team.
That would be the most petty, like the ultimate in terms of pettiness. That would be unbelievable.
It would legendary. It would be legendary. It would be amazing, but I don't think they're going to do that because they need to trade him. You can't just have the guy there and just continue not to play him. So, yeah, I think
they should commit to tanking. They should commit to tanking, keep him on contract, and just never play him. Healthy scratch every game.
I think Monroe, Deli, and a pick is like a good offer. I don't think really anybody else. My other thought was Denver, but they just have a lot of big guys. They don't have wing guys, which is what the Suns kind of need.
A lot of players,
Denver's a really dumb front office. I went over this in the WCBN NBA podcast, which everyone should check out too, which I am also on. But yeah, I don't think Denver has the right personnel to trade, and I think Milwaukee kind of has somewhere everywhere that they can trade. And so let's say they do trade for Bledsoe. Then you're starting. Are you starting Bledsoe at the 2 or Brogdon at the 2? It doesn't really matter, right? You're starting both of them.
Brogdon at the 2.
Well, all right. Let's fast forward. Let's say playoffs. Everyone's healthy. You got Bledsoe, Middleton, Giannis, Jabari, and Thon with John Henson, Brogdon. I know Tony Snell isn't great, but Tony Snell's like your 8th man.
Tony Snell's 0 points and 2 rebounds coming off the bench.
All right, but that's a really tough lineup.
It's a nice roster.
It's a really nice roster. Like I think they could definitely beat the Celtics, and I think they could challenge the Cavs. I don't think they would win.
Celtics minus Hayward.
Yeah, minus Hayward. Obviously, he's out the rest of the year. But I really like that lineup. You got. Obviously, they're one of the most athletic teams, but it's also like you have a very good defensive lineup as well as a nice mix offensively. Let me check Bledsoe's stats, like shooting. But yeah, I mean, I would really like that
gotten better every year. I don't know how he's been this year, but for his career, he's gotten better every single year.
He took a dip last season. So he was at in 2012-2013 when he played 76 games with the Clippers, he shot pretty much 40% from 3. Then next season he only played in 43 for Phoenix, shot 36, then went down to 32 and then went back up to 37, and last season down to 34. So
he's 27?
Yes, I believe so. He is 27. He's going to turn 28 during the season, December 9th.
So he's probably pretty close to about as good as he's going to get.
Yeah. And I mean,
I think I'd take him on the Bucks as is.
Also,
pretty good.
I think Bledsoe's making a good amount of money, but also so are Deli and Greg Monroe. They're taking up a lot of money.
Yeah, Greg Monroe, I think, has a medium-sized contract.
Yeah, for bench players. So, I mean, I would happily shed those two for Bledsoe. He's obviously a better player than both of them. So, I don't know. I would love if the Bucks could make a trade, or I mean the Nuggets too, because I do like the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets are good.
What else is there to talk about? You got anything you wanted to discuss?
So I just want to talk about real quick the fact that the game tonight at 10:30 isn't Toronto Golden State and is instead Washington Lakers. It's really annoying to me.
you have a fucking I can't even think of the word. You are not happy with that though.
I am disappointed in
You're-
ESPN's programming decisions, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that coming though. It's Lonzo. I
Yeah,
don't
but
even think we can say
care
his name
about
anymore.
Lonzo's the thing. Golden State's like 2-2. That's interesting. They're good.
No, yeah, I'm maybe gonna take the Raptors line plus 12. I kind of like
That's
that.
a lot of points.
Yeah, it's at Golden State though. I don't think I'm
I
going.
saw it.
I don't
You
think I'm
never want
going.
to take anyone that isn't Golden State inside of Oracle, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. Pistons 9-0. They are trailing.
That's tough. Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other game, the 8 o'clock game on ESPN is San Antonio, Miami.
I like it.
I want to see Houston, Philadelphia.
You want to see that one? All right. Well, I mean, Houston, Philadelphia started.
Right.
So
I know.
I know they gotta fill times though or whatever. I mean, Cavs Nets. I like it.
I take that over San Antonio Heat. Like, I don't think that Miami's very good. Like,
Oh, okay. That's.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm riding Dion until the end. Like
I've never been on Waiters Island. He's not actually good at basketball.
Nah, he's definitely not bad at basketball.
He's good at the scoring part of basketball.
Yeah, and that's what most NBA players are. But whatever. You think your thoughts, I think mine. But yeah, Whiteside and Kawhi are both out.
I like Whiteside a lot.
Yeah, they're both out this game though. So
Whiteside this year, I'm just looking at his stats. One game, 36 minutes, 26 points, 100% from 3, 100% from the line, 22 rebounds.
I would say that's above average.
I would say that those are all very good stats.
Yes, they are. They're very good stats. Yeah. Oh, Pacers Thunder. I like that. Paul George. Just because of that,
Except it's not in
yeah, that's true.
in Oklahoma City.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch Wizards Lakers. John Wall's gonna eat Lonzo alive.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but I'd rather be watching Golden State almost over any NBA team. I would say I'd rather be watching Golden State.
Just go to reddit.com.
Max, I refuse to commit crimes.
What do you mean? I never said a name. You can't. Yeah, I never said a name of
I will
anything.
not illegally stream. And
What are you
deprive
saying? I
cable
never
companies of
said that. I
their
said go to
revenue.
reddit.com.
I can't. I simply cannot.
Okay. And
Wait, real quick. How is Mirza Teletovic making $10 million?
Yeah, I know.
He's
He's very overpaid too, but he's a good shooter. So.
And nothing else.
Yeah, but that's what you need, a good shooter.
I guess.
Look at Ryan Anderson's contract.
That is true.
I am okay with paying
But
Teletovic maybe
fits
that
their
much.
strategy perfectly. That whole team doesn't play defense.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like going through the day of games on ESPN, and I see Grizzlies Mavericks 784 tickets available from $3. And,
$3?
yeah, and Jazz at Suns available from $3. I think we should make a quick road trip
driving to
out to Phoenix. Yeah.
Road trip.
Oh, okay. One more NBA thing, and then I wanted to talk about something really quick NBA, and then really quick movie thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
All right.
John Collins starting the season off great.
I am a huge John Collins fan.
I think we both know we are, right? Wake Forest,
Yes.
like we're both big
Wake
John
Forest.
Collins guys.
He
Averaging,
was-
it's like 14 and something. I need
I
to.
think he averaged a double-double in his senior year at Wake Forest.
Yeah.
He's averaging 11 and 7.8 right now. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, he had 14 and 8, I think, the other night though. But yeah,
Nice.
I said I was like, look out for John Collins, sleeper rookie of the year. I mean, he's gonna get a lot of opportunities in Atlanta because there's nobody there.
In his last year in college, he averaged 19 points and 10 rebounds a game.
That's
Pretty
good.
good.
That is good. John Collins also holds the highest PER 4 games through for the Atlanta Hawks. So let's go.
Who's on the Atlanta Hawks? Anybody?
Schroeder, Marco Bellinelli, Kent Bazemore, Taurean Prince, Dwayne
A
Dedman,
murderer's row of NBA.
Mike
Yeah,
Muscala,
right there.
Malcolm Delaney, Ersan Ilyasova. Don't talk bad about the Hawks.
I will talk bad about whomever I please.
All right, so now I wanted to move to this. Since I have my own platform to speak on, and this can go out to the world, even though probably not many people are going to listen to
All 12
it.
people that will someday listen to this.
We need to talk to the haters about Kingsman 2.
Oh my goodness.
I needed us to talk about this. I was thinking about this when I was walking over here. We need to discuss Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Excellent.
Go, you have the floor for 2 minutes or something. Just take it away.
So I've talked to some people who didn't like the movie. They said they didn't like the amount of deaths. They said the plot was too similar to the first one. They said they thought it was unrealistic how a plant could somehow give people a disease. Don't know what people. That's a stupid concern to me, but it's the same plot as the first movie, but with drugs instead of cell phones. If you don't have a problem with the first movie, why do you have a problem with the second one? I don't understand it.
That's what I'm saying. I said
the
they
deaths.
ran it back, and the first time it was great. The second time it was magnificent as well. It was great. It currently has 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm gonna go on like a 10-second rant here. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. I think Rotten Tomatoes is one of the worst places. Like, a lot of people say, oh, let's look at the Rotten Tomato score. I think it's mostly, I'm pretty sure Rotten Tomatoes is just anybody can fucking write a review, and then that's what it is. I know they have like Tomatoers or whatever, but I think
you just got to go to the bottom and read. Like,
I think it's a
reviews.
compilation of all of them. I like to go by IMDb's, and they gave it a 7.2, which I think it should be probably a little bit higher, but I respect the 7.2.
That's fair.
Yeah, but Rotten Tomatoes is so bad. I hate Rotten Tomatoes. It's just ingrained in my mind to say it when I'm talking about ratings for movies now, though. So it sucks. But fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Wanted to say that.
I mean, I really the villain was spectacular in Kingsman 2. Julianne Moore was excellent.
Yes, she was a great villain.
Yeah, Channing Tatum was barely in the movie, which is good because he's not actually a good actor.
Ooh.
Is that a hot take? Is that hot of a take?
I think he's a pretty good actor. I mean, I haven't seen like Magic Mike and that stuff, but I thought he was really good in the Jump Streets.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
He was okay, but I think Jonah Hill was
I think they were
far
both.
superior.
I think they were both really, really good.
I don't know. I just think he's a pretty face.
Ooh, okay. I was one of few people that liked White House Down, so.
Listen, give me Taron Egerton over him any day of the week.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
that's
but
all I have to say
this
about
movie, it was awesome. Like I get the death thing. There was a few that they were just like we're known as this now. We've had some gory deaths, and we can kind of like go a little further than people would think because I think they surprised people in the first one. I was not expecting the kinds of scenes that were gonna happen.
It was very bloody.
But yeah, I mean, I think they did it in a great way. I really liked. When you get Elton John in a movie, like that's great.
Yeah,
I was reading
John was,
reviews and
was
they
very
didn't
good.
they didn't like that. They're like, why did Elton John do this? I'm like, because he wants to. It's funny. They wrote it well. His song is playing during like the action scene, and
That was spectacular.
yeah, the final scene at Poppyville or whatever it was great.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yeah.
mean, I hope they make a third one, and I think they will.
Oberyn was pretty good.
Pedro Pascal, one of my new favorite actors. It wasn't because of this movie or Thrones, which we will definitely discuss Thrones on later
I could
episodes.
talk about Game of Thrones forever.
I know you can. We've had multiple talks because obviously none of you know, but Andrew and my other friends Ben and Jeremy and Mitch got me into Thrones over the summer, and I tried to catch up really fast before season 7 premiered, but I couldn't make it in time for the first episode. Got in time for the second episode, so I'm a big Thrones guy now. But obviously Andrew and them know a lot more than me.
I read the books. No, they're pretty long.
So he was on Game of Thrones before he like starred in Narcos, but I knew him from Narcos, and I
You
really
watch things out of order.
I really liked him in Narcos, and then I was like, oh, he's in Thrones, and he is. This might not even be up for debate, but he's definitely had the worst 2 deaths that a actor has had in film or TV.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't know. Like, we'd have to look up all the actors that have had 2 or more deaths, but those are 2 of the
I can
worst
think of one
ways.
off the top of my head who's had just a lot of deaths.
Who?
Sean Bean, Ned Stark.
Oh.
Also Boromir in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so you might think like his Throne's death was bad, but that's how they did it back in the day. So I wouldn't say it was that bad, because it's like that's kind of what happened to a lot of people.
The reason his was bad was because he was supposed to live, and then Joffrey just kind of changed his mind.
Yeah.
And then in Lord of the Rings, he just gets overrun by orcs and shot through the chest a bunch.
I don't really watch Lord of the Rings, so I don't know.
Well, that's a mistake.
That's a me problem, I would say. That you would say, but I don't know. I mean, Pedro Pascal head being bulged in.
That was pretty tough to watch.
My dad walked in when I was watching that, and he was just like, oh, he knew what happened though, because all he knew, he's never watched Thrones. He just knew about the Red Wedding and knew about that because I guess they got it was really noteworthy when those 2 things happened. Obviously, Red Wedding.
That's always a good test of like what like are the craziest moments on the show. Like, what is some not? I mean, I don't want to call your dad a random person, but what does this random person walking in have to have? And then what do they remember just like knowing about this show?
Yeah. So
I've never watched like an episode of Dallas in my life, but I can tell you that Who Shot JR was a big deal.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. But so I was watching and he goes, oh, he walked downstairs. He's like, oh, I know what happens. I'm like, I think I do too. Like he's gonna die, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. So
yeah.
So he dies, but I did not expect him to get his face smashed in, and then in Kingsman he just gets beefed up.
His death in Game of Thrones is all his fault, first of all.
Yeah, obviously it's his fault.
In Kingsman, his death is because he's an idiot and just prioritizes his love over the lives of of people on Earth.
I told you this as we were leaving the movie. I said, this is why I'm never getting married or ever loving someone, because it is the greatest weakness a person can have, and it is shown in multiple movies and TV shows.
I would say the majority.
Exactly. Love is the biggest weakness on Earth.
And yet, we still keep doing it, Max.
That's true. And that's where we can end this episode because we can talk a lot more. But I only signed this out until 7:30, and it's about to be 7:30. Wait, I actually haven't picked an end song. So bring up one more quick topic while I find an end song.
Okay. So Michigan basketball team this
year. Yeah, my bad. Talk about that real quick.
So we're looking good. Charles Matthews, transfer from Kentucky, coming over, 4 stars. Looks pretty good for the season. Aaron Simmons, senior, transfer from Ohio. Going to be replacing Derek Walton's minutes. We got some highly touted freshmen coming in. Mo Wagner returning. But I'm looking forward to these next couple of years because we have the best recruiting class that I think John Beilein has ever had coming in for 2018. It's, I believe, number 2 in the country right now. And we have a big man named Colin Castleton, which is a spectacular last name. Any last name that has Castle in it is great. And he's a big shot blocking stretch 3 like Kristaps. So
yeah.
What could be bad?
Yeah, I've watched some of his tape. He looks good. I mean, Gumpy White, so we'll see.
Gumpy, but the best shot blocker in the Nike EYBL. So.
Did you see what Beilein said today at Media Day? He said we're like nowhere near close. We suck. Like he said those. He kind of said those words. So
I did not.
yeah, you should look up some of his quotes. They're pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, I think Michigan will be fine this year. I think they'll make the tournament.
I hope we make the tournament.
I think we'll make the tournament. And then once Michigan makes the tournament,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Michigan's a great tournament team. So yeah, Beeline is a good coach. The last couple of years I've been skeptical because I think they were going to keep getting worse, but last season obviously they did very well, and I don't follow the Michigan basketball team as closely as you do and other people, but people are saying next year's class will be very good, so I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so that'll be it.
Song?
Huh?
You pick your end song?
Yeah, I'm going Liger by Thug because it's one of my favorite songs to come out this year. So we'll end with that. Maybe I don't know how often we'll do this, but maybe you'll also be the second guest because maybe I can't find anybody. So
I would be more than happy to be your first and second guest.
All right, well maybe this will just develop into me and Serlin hosting, but Serlin through the phone.
I can put on a fake British accent and we can pretend I'm someone else if you'd like.
All right, should we go like
Wait, we'll cut that. We'll put a pin in that.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye, Max. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thugger. Turns what it do, nigga. Let's turn up. I tell the bitch to open the door, get that my kinfolk. We got the bricks, I got the bitches for the upper low. We wet them up and did the rain, that blood them rinse stuff. Lil' mama foreign in the side, it suck my skin off. I bought a Rollie, but I could've bought a Viper. Everybody got tigers, so I won't go get a Liger. I'm so different from these niggas, I won't be like them. That's what I got, ayy. I bought a Bentley, then I went and chopped the top off. I got a bad bitch inside and don't get topped off. I got a foreign Raleigh, then I got the top off. I put the pebbles in his meat and knock the taco out. I put the nigga better stop playing with slime balls. These pussy nigga fuck around, have me behind them wall. I swear to God, I can't wait to go with my fucking bro. I know he miss me and I listen, man, that's worth the long. I got some biggest pointed at it on. Louis V armor fatigue, but it camel though. Hey, she smoking loud like a hot note. I just wanna put my D on your camel toe. I know they told you don't play with these fucking folk. You gon' end up in somebody more fucking more. Blue diamonds, water like South Beach, oh yeah, you can pole. Oh yeah, I'm rich, oh I don't gotta vote. Fuck you. I tell them bitch to open the door, get that my kinfolk. We got the bricks, I got the bitches for the upper low. We wet them up and did the rain, that blood them rinse stuff. Lil' mama foreign in the side, it suck my skin off. I bought a Rollie, but I could've bought a Viper. Everybody got tigers, so I won't go get a Liger. I'm so different from these niggas, I won't be like them. Fuck 'em all. Hey, God. Cash talk, baby, I want acres all in Vegas. I got bitches wanna fuck me all around the equator. I'm global, bitch, I'm global, yeah. I am not your neighbor, no longer, yeah. All my cribs sit on hundreds of acres, bitch, I promise. Swear to God, on my mom, on my daughters, on my son, on my motherfucking gun. If I'm lying, making jam while I'm trying to fucking blam. Oh, bitch, how that ma'am? Suck me loose and go out lamb. So my top off, yeah. Bitch, I'm rich, this ain't luck. Bitch, I'm claiming, why you stuck? Bitch, I'm yamming in your guts. Uncle Sam, motherfuck 'em, I ain't pan 'em, nigga, what? Yeah, I got right with God, I know he gon' keep me up. I tell the bitch to open the door, get that my kinfolk. We got the bricks, I got the bitches for the upper low. We wet them up and did the rain, that blood them rinse stuff. Lil' mama foreign in the side, it suck my skin off. I bought a Rollie, but I could've bought a Viper.